name is Paul Hostetler, and God has called me and my family to the country of Madagascar to spread the gospel. Madagascar is the fourth largest island in the world and lies just 250 miles off the east coast of the African continent in the warm blue waters of the Indian Ocean. Madagascar is a country of beauty and ruggedness, going from high-altitude mountain plateaus to coastal plains and rainforests. I grew up in the mission field, and having an understanding of the need of world evangelization, I felt at a young age that God was calling me to the mission field.
Our pastor had been preaching about unreached people groups, and through that we were looking, and we looked online at the Joshua Project and a couple other things.
So the Lord used that to direct us to the field of Madagascar. For me, it is all about the need of the gospel, and they have a lot of other needs as well, but their main need is the gospel.
The amount of children in Madagascar is huge. Over half the population is, I believe, under the age of 16. And there's children everywhere. And so they are often very curious and very interested in things, but there's not a whole lot for them to do.
And so, when I look at the need of the burden, I see the need of the true gospel, the New Testament gospel, to the people there of Madagascar. In February of 2014, my family and I arrived in the country of Madagascar to begin our first term on the field. We began learning the language in March of that year, and for the next 2 years and 8 months, we studied the language and practiced on a daily basis. In November of 2016, I was able to preach for the first time without a translator in one of the local churches. In August of 2014, the Lord allowed us to begin working with Brother Ernest Madagascar and his family, and they were working in the village of Ambumatsinju. As we've worked with Brother Ernest and his family, they've helped us to learn the language. They've also helped us to understand the culture and the things that, the customs that go on. They've also helped us to be able to continue to learn how to minister to the people of Madagascar specifically. The work that the Lord has allowed us to do in the village of Ambumatsinju has been to train 2 of the men that were saved in that church to prepare them for the work of the ministry. Brother Patrice and Brother Bruno studied diligently for about 2.5 years as we taught them Bible doctrines and how to do the work of the ministry. In May of 2017, we were happy to be part of the graduation service for Brother Patrice and Brother Bruno. The church then ordained Brother Patrice to be the pastor and Brother Bruno to be the chief deacon. So what does the future hold for us in Madagascar? When we return, we will be moving to the island of Musiburaha, or as it's called in French, Île Sainte-Marie. Île Sainte-Marie is located 18 miles off of the east coast of the island of Madagascar. The island is about 85 square miles and is home to about 26,000 people that have no gospel presentation available to them.
They have a lot of religion there. It's very mixed in with their ancestor worship, and then living there, you see it even more. And they may go to church on Sunday, but all throughout the week, it's what does the ancestors want us to do or not.
The island has many religious groups, including the Muslims, Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Seventh-day Adventists, but they do not have any independent Baptist churches there. It's really about setting them free from the bondage of Satan and the bondage of their ancestral religion into having freedom in Christ. Our goals for our second term on the field are going to be to continue to evangelize and to disciple those who have been saved. We would like to, as the Lord leads, plant 2 churches on the island of St. Marie during our next 4 years, and to continue the Bible Institute work that we began in the village of Ambumatsinju. But when you look at the Great Commission, God said, "Go ye therefore into all the world."
Just seeing the need that only Christ can free them from that bondage, only Christ can give them hope for the future.
when we began to look at where the God would lead us. Madagascar, Africa in general, would never have been on my radar. We prayed and we're asking God to show us. So we began to look at Madagascar, and we had total peace that this is where God had called us.
And so to give them the freedom that only Christ can bring is something that we really desire to do.
And the fact is that the gospel needs to be preached to all the world, but particularly to the people of Madagascar. For me, it's a matter of obedience. It's a matter of saying, God has called me to this place, and this is where I need to go.